Hey there everyone, this is Joe from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, selling you all the best bullion bars and coins shipped to you worldwide from Melbourne, Australia. This is your weekly precious metals technical analysis. Of course, head over to Bullion Now YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/Bullion Now. Hit the big red subscribe button right here. 140 subscribers as of right now. You want to join the family. Why? Our weekly auctions, our, of course, weekly precious metals technical analysis, our subscriber-only specials, and our epic unboxings as well, and a lot of other stuff on our channel. It really pays to be a subscriber in the long run. Now, last week we did miss a precious metals technical analysis for various reasons, but we're back this week. Now, we are recording this as of right now. It is Tuesday the 23rd of April, because Anzac Day in Australia is on the 25th. It's a public holiday, and plus I will not be in the office tomorrow. We're recording it today, so just take that into account. The prices as of right now, as of Tuesday the 23rd, but you will see this on Thursday the 25th, so prices of course may be a little different or significantly different. You never know. Because there's been a little bit of action in all of the four metals, gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, we will take a quick look at each. So let's start with gold, but first let's go back to the last analysis. That was on April the 11th, and I believe it was recorded on April the 9th. This is the gold price. This is where we were last time. On the daily time frame, using the tradingview.com website, we were in this descending triangle pattern. We're hovering around about $1,300, $1,297 US dollars, of course. And I was suggesting that if we do break below here, you may see lower prices coming and possibly down to a couple of targets. So where did we go? Where have we gone since then? Well, we're from about 1300. We have broken down through that descending triangle pattern. This is over the last number of days, and we have bottomed out so far on the daily time frame at 1271. Now, this would say to me that quite possibly, and I don't like to give predictions, but quite possibly we may see lower prices from here in the short term. And last week we did talk about these specific prices right here, and I'll just quickly mention them again. So we have seen that breakdown through that descending triangle pattern. Let me get rid of that. And possibly from here, well, I think now you'll see a little bit of resistance at around about this level here of about 1275. But breaking down from here, you have this next significant level at approximately your 1250 level right there. So I think the most likely scenario, not that I like to give actual proper predictions, but if we do see lower prices from here, you could see a bounce off of this area here at about 1250. Where we go from there remains to be seen, but of course if we do see even lower prices, we do have this level here at about your 1230 mark, $1,230 roughly in US dollar terms, and of course you still do have this trend line from going back all the way from December 2015 through this point right here in August of 2018. You have that, which could be a significant level of support as well. But just a really quick one mentioning the gold price, as it's only been, less than 2 weeks. So the gold price and precious metals don't tend to have massive ups and downs in the prices like the cryptocurrencies, for example. But you have seen, again, a breakthrough below. So I don't think we will be breaking up through here soon, quite possibly a slightly lower from here, but that, again, I'm not going to give you a 100% prediction, either way, but that would be the next level right here at about 1250 that I would be looking at as a level of support before a little bit of a break back up. And of course, look at that resistance there, at about 1280. Okay, so moving on to silver. And let me find the area. It was about 8 minutes in roughly. Silver had a similar kind of pattern. And yes, now we are looking at silver here. As you can see, pretty similar in a descending triangle pattern. And if we go over to the silver price, let me just find that right there. We're still hovering around about the $15 mark. So last time we're at about $15.20 US cents. So that is about a 20-cent drop to around about $15. So if we have a look here, we're hovering quite near the top of this descending line right here, but we have since technically we have broken down, but we're still within this range right here. So what you find is that when you have a descending triangle pattern or an ascending triangle pattern, or any triangle pattern really, it tends to come up to close to the apex, close to the corner before a decision is made significantly in either direction. Sometimes it can happen around about this area, but somewhere between here and here is when the decision is made. Are we going to push higher or are we going to push lower? Because we have seen a little bit of a break below, but not a significant one, could this potentially be the failed move down to where we see a fast move in the opposite direction? Yep, that could be. But on the other hand, could it be a continuation of this downtrend? Absolutely as well. So I'm going to call this, I guess, neutral for now. I'm not going to give you a bias either way, whether we are going to continue up from here or back down from here. If you check out last week's video, this one right here, the one from the date of April 11th, it does talk about the prices that we could go down to if we see a large retracement or if we do go up from here. So I'll get you to go back and watch that video rather than repeating myself. So let's have a look now at there we go right here. It is the platinum price. Now, the platinum price was hovering at about $901.43 US cents. And we were showing you, what I was showing you is this trend line going down. And I did suggest, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I did suggest that we may, if we don't break above here, we may see a slight retracement back to some old highs. And the old high that I did mention, and these are all these lines are drawn in from last time. I haven't added any more. XPT USD. I did add in, there you go. I did add in this line right here at approximately, that was at about 877, 875, and that was going through this old high, this old high, and this old high. And I did suggest that after we come up to this descending line right here, if it's a level of resistance and we don't punch through it, then you might see this price right here as a level of support. And we have certainly seen that right on the money too, because as you can see, it's a previous high, previous levels of resistance, 1, 2, even 3 times right there. Come up to that descending line, that becomes resistance, and then you come back, and then it's a level of support. So we have seen that. But since then, let's pop into maybe the 4 hour, get a little bit of a better view. Yeah, you can see we did see that as a level of resistance. We came back to that level of support there at that line of about 875, and we've had another retest of this descending line here. So the more that you do test a resistance level, and the more times you knock on the door from below, the more likely it is the next time that you will break through. So if we are seeing a rise in the price or a continual rise in the price, we do have some price targets. I did mention these last time, but let's just talk about them really quickly. If we see a breakthrough here, I'm not going to give you a percentage likelihood whether I think it is going to continue higher from here, but if it does, I do think this level right here of approximately $955 would be a level of resistance, and the next one would be up here at approximately, call it the psychological value of about 1,000. And moving down from here, I think I did mention this level at approximately 810, and of course you've got this level here at about 750. But so far on the daily time frame, the platinum price, as opposed to the gold and silver prices, are looking a little bit more likely to head in the upward direction in the short term, that is. And lastly, let's take a look at the palladium price. Where are we? Right about here. So we were hovering at about 1,370 US dollars. And as you can see, we did come off the high there, and we broke through the all-time high, and we posted a new high at about $1,600, and we had retraced down to around about $1,320. And I was suggesting, let me just go back to the XPD. I was suggesting a couple of things, and let me pull this out so I don't have to do auto scale. Actually, I was suggesting that potentially, actually, you know what? I need to put this onto where are we? I need to put this on the weekly time frame. That's much better. Okay, let me do that. Right here and right there. Okay, that's better. There we go. Thanks for your patience. I was suggesting that because we did break through an all-time high, had the all-time high here of about $1,100, and then we did break through it. We would eventually have to have, I think in my personal opinion, a retest of the 1100 mark at some point. But I was suggesting that, or not suggesting, I was saying that, could this be the time now after we came up to this high of 1600 that we have a retracement back down to the 1100? Or could we continue up to one of the Fibonacci levels, which was the 2.618 right here, if you can see that on the left-hand side, of approximately $2,600 roughly, and with the $2,000 psychological value in between. So right now where we've seen, it hasn't really done a whole bunch. It's just come back up from, where were we? Right here. Oh, we're about 1370, and where are we right now? 1390, about a $20 jump. So if we have a look at that on the daily time frame, yeah, you can see we're in a slight trading range between about 1330 and 1400 roughly. So we have yet to break out of that trading range. So I would call this neutral still at this stage. So I'm not going to say, definitely we're going to see that 1100 tested before we see a breakthrough of that 1600. So I'm just going to stick with neutral for the moment, and if you like, you can go back to this video again to check out the prices where I think it could go in the longer term. And in particular, what I would get you to do, if you really want to know where I think the prices could go, both down and up in all four of the precious metals, check out the very first one that I did here. Which one? Not that one there, right? Well, actually, what I did do is I did 4 of them. I did gold, a long-term view of where I thought it was going to go. Then I did a silver one, giving you the really long-term macro view of where the price could go in the distant future, both up and down. So I did gold, silver there. I did palladium here, and I did platinum here. But what you can do, rather than having to click on them individually, go to our playlist right here. So go to youtube.com/Bullion Now, click on playlists, and then you'll see right here our technical analysis playlist, and you can watch all of them in one go. That's it. Really, all I need you to do really now is hit the big red subscribe button right here on YouTube, as I mentioned before, for those 3 or 4 very good reasons, in particular because of our auctions. We post auctions every single week on a Tuesday, and so you really want to be a part of those, because you can really pick up either a really good bargain, a really well-priced metal, or we auction off really rare silver that doesn't come up for auction and doesn't come up for sale every now and then. So you might pay a higher premium, but it's stuff that you just really can't get basically anywhere else. That's the kind of stuff that comes through our door here at Bullion Now. And of course, as I mentioned, for our epic unboxing videos and just our sort of general videos as well. So hit the big red subscribe button right here. I will make sure to keep on top of what's going on within the precious metals, technical analysis, and the news within the next week. And I will be back on Thursday next week with another technical analysis. That's it, gang. Stay safe, and we'll speak to you soon.